My dad told me I couldn't come to the Christmas party because my younger brother was showing off his successful girlfriend. 3 months later, my brother applied for a job and HR introduced me as the CEO. He was speechless. My own parents, banning me from Christmas. Me, their daughter who had built a multi-million-dollar company from scratch, all because my younger brother was introducing his successful new girlfriend. But 3 months later, the universe delivered the most perfect, jaw-dropping twist I could have ever imagined. You see, my name is Rebecca Mitchell, and I'm 32 years old. I'm the CEO of Techigen Solutions, a tech startup that's grown into a mid-sized company with over 200 employees. But my journey? It was anything but easy. Growing up in Pittsburgh, I was always the odd one out. My parents, Walter and Diana, made it crystal clear that my younger brother, Marcus, was the golden child. He was 3 years younger than me, and he got everything: the newest toys, the best opportunities, and most importantly, their complete, unwavering attention and praise. From a really young age, I learned to fend for myself. While they were at every single one of Marcus's Little League games and school plays, they almost never showed up for my academic competitions or piano recitals. We're Busy with Marcus's event became the soundtrack to my childhood. When it was time for college, the difference was even starker. We've been saving for Marcus's education since he was born, my dad explained when I asked about financial help. He's going to be a doctor or a lawyer someday. You've always been independent, Rebecca. You'll figure something out. And figure it out, I did. I worked 3 part-time jobs while juggling a full course load at State University. I waited tables in the mornings, worked at the campus library in the afternoons, and did data entry remotely at night. Sleep? That was a luxury I rarely afforded. But I graduated with honors, a degree in computer science and business administration under my belt. Meanwhile, Marcus? He partied his way through freshman year at an expensive private university, promptly failed out, and then convinced our parents to fund his gap year that mysteriously stretched into 3 years of finding himself, while traveling through Europe and Asia on their dime. After college, I landed an entry-level position at a small tech firm. The pay was minimal, but the experience was invaluable. I lived in a tiny studio apartment with secondhand furniture, working 60-hour weeks. Every spare minute went into developing my skills and building side projects. While Marcus was posting pictures of his exotic adventures on social media, I was coding until 3 a.m., absolutely determined to create something meaningful. My big break came 5 years ago when I developed a revolutionary customer relationship management system that used AI to predict consumer behavior. I pitched my idea to countless investors, faced rejection after rejection, but finally secured enough funding to launch Techigen Solutions. The first 2 years were brutal. I worked around the clock, hired a small team of brilliant developers, and poured every ounce of my being into making the company succeed. There were moments I truly thought we wouldn't make it, when funding was low and the product still needed work. But I persisted. By year 3, our software had gained traction. Major companies started adopting our platform, and the revenue began to flow. We expanded, moved into a proper office, and I finally started paying myself a reasonable salary. This year, year 5, Techigen Solutions became a major player in the tech industry, valued at over $200 million. Throughout this entire journey, my communication with my family pretty much dwindled to occasional phone calls on holidays. My parents never once asked about my company. And when I tried to share my successes, they'd quickly change the subject to Marcus's latest endeavor, which, ironically, had always failed by the time they told me about it. Marcus eventually came back to the States and, thanks to our parents' connections, landed a job at a marketing firm where he did the bare minimum, but somehow always received praise. Full story on channel, link below. Watch what happened next.